Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. And if you have been paying attention, there's a virus going around. And many of us are stuck at home. And while that's awesome and I get to binge a ton of stuff and I get to read a ton of stuff and I have to work and stuff and I spend time with my family, when it comes to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, I feel like I'm not able to do as much as I'd like. Now, there was an interesting point here, a post that says General Health and Safety Update. And essentially it says what every email that you've been getting from every place that has ever sent, you've ever put your email into says. It's like, hey, due to the coronavirus, changes. This one specifically says, look, the team will continue to stay focused on the game, but we're going to be remote. Then there's this little line that says, we know many of you have some additional time on your hands, all of us, and we're looking at doing some things, something fun to help you with your time at home. So here is a list of things they need to do, or they could do, to help us enjoy our time at home. First and foremost, guys, they need to reduce the cost of light and dark side nodes. If they were just to lower it. Now, they used to do this a couple of times. Instead of it being 6 per attempt on an easy light side node, early on, it would be 3. It would just be cut in half. And it allowed you to play more with the energy that you had. It was great. Now, I haven't seen anything like that for a long time. It's been years. But if they did that for light and dark side nodes, think how awesome it would be. Think how much easier it would be to farm people and stuff. So much easier. Now, if they don't do that, which I could see them not doing that, I totally could. They need to increase the attempts that we can make, and then at the same time decrease the cost of refreshes. Now, right now you can farm 5. It is currently. It was 3 with no refreshes at the beginning, and that was painful. Very, very painful intro of the game. It was just 3, and each day you're like, oh, I got a shard. And then they jumped it to 5, and you're like, sweet, I got a shard. And then they increased it to 8. That's right, 8 attempts a day. Then you could refresh. And if you did 8 attempts a day and you refreshed 3 times on light and dark side nodes, that was 24 attempts for 150 crystals. You can't do that in 2 days for fewer crystals. If they just increased it to 8 and maybe drop down the crystals. They don't have to do them in tandem. They could leave it where it's at now. But let's face it, guys, if they increased it to 8, even if they increased it to 6, one additional attempt, increasing the attempts to 6 without having to refresh, that would all work out and we would all be able to farm. Now, you think to yourself, well, I don't need to farm people. That's a freaking lie, because you've got these 2 new first order characters that just hit the land, that just hit farmability. You've got what's his face, Finn. Not Force sensitive Finn, because essentially that's what he was trying to tell Rey the whole time in episode 9. But you've still got Finn, Hero Finn, and soon enough we're going to be getting Hero Poe. And let's face it, they're likely going to put him on something. It would just make sense. You're farming these characters. It's going to be that much better. Now, you want me to log in each day? Now, I've been saying this for years. Since they took it away, there was a pack. I think it was $9.99. And for $9.99 a month, you got 100 crystals every day for 21 days. It's not a ton, but it's enough for the moderate player to be like, dude, I can spend $10 a month on this. $10 for 21 days. That totally doable. Totally doable. EA, Capital Games, you want $10 from me? You give me that back. It was such a great thing. And while it probably doesn't help a lot of end game players, it's going to be huge for new players. That just 100 crystals. Plus, maybe some of those like little crappier things like the purple ones and the blue ones and the green ones. Those things that we don't, the ability mats that in-game players like myself don't need anymore. Like I have thousands of them, maybe tens of thousands, but at least thousands. I know that I have thousands, and you probably likely have thousands too, but new players don't. And new players, they're sitting at home. Their schools have been canceled. Their lives are put on hold, and they're like, what am I going to do? I can't go to the movie, and I can't go out, so $10, what can I do? I'm going to buy some crystals. Booyah! It's the gift that gives for nearly a month. And if they did it, I think it would be a huge feather in their cap. Now, next, I was actually thinking about this before I read the post. As I was sitting on as I was playing the game this morning, preparing myself for the day, getting ready, I saw that there was this bounty hunter event, right? Galactic Chase, or the Galactic Inquisition. What do we call it? Galactic Bounties 1. Now, there currently are 2 Galactic Bounties. I mean, and they're good, right? You can get some pretty great characters. I've actually been farming Holdo through this for like the longest time, and I don't want to continue to farm Holdo any other way. So they could give us these bounties, every couple of days, right? Once or twice a week, give us Bounty Hunter 1, or give us, Galactic Bounties 1, then Galactic Bounties 2. But here's what I think would be cool. For Galactic Bounties, you need a whole Bounty Hunter team, right? From like the lowest to the highest, you need a pretty solid squad. You know what you could do? Introduce Galactic Bounties 0.5. And for new players, you don't need a whole freaking squad. One Bounty Hunter goes up and does his thing. Boom, boom, boom. How cool would that be to take Boba Fett after Ezra Bridger? How cool would it be to take Boba Fett after like Biggs Darklighter? Characters that new players might want, or even old players might want, but don't, want to farm, right? Characters that could be beneficial still, but no one really wants to spend the time to go after. Give us a 0.5 where it's just one. You could have the whole Bounty Hunter faction, or you could have 3, or you could have 2, whatever. But for new players, give us a 0.5. Give us a below 1, so that they could farm those characters, those tunes, those people that either they still need or would find useful, or older players like myself weren't able to get in the first place and don't want to focus on. Let's face it, guys. No one wants to farm Gamorrean Guard. Right? This might be the way to do that. Just saying, it would be cool. And on the opposite side, give us endgame players some crazy difficult bounties to go after. Make them super tough. I think it would be cool, especially if it was way more difficult. But give us these characters that would be beneficial end run. Now, next, more GAC. That's all I gotta say. Just more of it. Next, double the raid tickets earned. I don't know how feasible this would be in game code, but if you double the raid tickets earned and then decrease the possible raid attempts, like there's a number, there's like a magic number where you stop getting like bonuses and stuff in raids, like if you play a certain amount per week, but decrease the attempts and then give better rewards, or even give the same rewards, but if you're giving more of them, think how awesome that would be, right? If you're giving double attempts, like each guild could like go after all of these characters so much more fast and easy, and it would be great. On that, I've said this many times. It's time to give us the Mythic Rancor. I don't know what you have to do to turn up his difficulty to 11, but just give it to us. I'm almost confident that they've been working on this anyways. It would just make sense. Now, next, another thing that you could give us, the thing that you could have us engaged with, and you've been hinting at it for a while, is that endless mode. You've said it in a number of the Q&As. You've said it in a number of like the, what's coming next. Give us an endless mode. There are 3 characters that you could pit us against that I think a lot of people would absolutely love. 1, Ewoks. Who doesn't love killing Ewoks? Now, we kind of have that in that Ewok event. It makes sense. But endless waves of Ewoks? I don't know. I think it would just be a lot more fun. Next, Cups. Who doesn't want to go after the police? And the Coruscant Underworld Police, think level 1 would be easy. Level 2 would be a little more challenging. By the time you get to level 30, these dudes are just throwing shock grenades all over the place and just decimating. I think that'd be a lot of fun. And finally, this is the one that I've been pushing for all the time. Younglings! Give us an Anakin v. Youngling endless battle, right? Do GAC or give us gas endless battle. To unlock, the endless attack on Younglings, you have to have gas. And it's boom. I think that'd be awesome. Now, finally, I really think that one thing that would be cool, and maybe this is difficult or even impossible, I don't know, multiple territory battles at one time. Give us a light and a dark side territory battle at the same time. I think you did it in the past. I'm pretty sure that was a huge problem in the past because people are like, I'm overwhelmed. But now everyone's sitting at home like, I'm not even whelmed. I'm underwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed with the underwhelmingness of life because we're all stuck at the house. And you can only binge watch the same show so many times. With that, guys, these are just some little things that I think that they could do that would make me happy, that would make me think this would be great if they did that. Now, what are some ideas that you have? Leave a comment in the section below. If you're in the section below, check out the links. I've got some awesome shirts that are available. But if you are looking for something to binge, check out my last video where I talked about World War Z. It is so appropriate for life right now that you have to watch it. In the section below, there are 2 free audiobooks. There is a link to it, 2 free audiobooks from Audible. Log in, you subscribe, you sign up for 1 month free. You help out the channel, which I appreciate, but you get 2 free audiobooks to help you ease through this time period. And they're great, right? That being said, guys, this has been Thaddeus. Wash your hands, like, subscribe, share, and as always, smile and stay nerdy.